Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Market Report for Friday, the 30th of April, 2021, where in just a few minutes I tell you everything you need to know about what's happened in financial markets and the world of economics today. I'm Sean Aylmer. The S&P ASX 200 ended the day down 0.8% to 7,026 points, following a broad-based sell-off across most sectors. Energy, tech and healthcare stocks did worst, but the drop couldn't prevent the month of April being the best since November last year. Among the biggest companies, the banks all lost ground today, as did the retailers and most of the big miners. In fact, of the top 25 stocks, only 3, Fortescue, Transurban and Sydney Airport, were in the black for the day, and not by much. There was plenty of corporate news around. AMP held its annual general meeting facing shareholders after one of the most tumultuous years in the storied company's history. The company's remuneration report passed with almost 24% of shareholders voting against it, just avoiding a board spill. Shareholders weren't happy about executive pay, weren't happy about the group's financial advice strategy, and they certainly weren't happy about the culture of the organisation. At least it's all over. AMP share price closed down more than 2% today, close to an all-time low. ANZ said its first half cash profit will be hit by $817 million in large items. That includes tax losses, a write-down of goodwill relating to its share investing business, and customer remediation charges. ANZ reports its half-year earnings next week, and its share price was down a bit under 1% today. Beach Energy's share price fell by more than 23%, huge by any benchmark, after the oil and gas company said a decline in production rates would hurt output and the bottom line. Chief Executive Matt Kay said there was a material decline in output from a number of its fields. There was collateral damage on Seven Group. Seven owns 28% of Beach, and its share price fell by almost 5%. Sleep disorder and digital health group ResMed fell by almost 5% after it unveiled flat sales for the third quarter. While demand for sleep devices is rising post the pandemic, there's a slowing need for ventilators, and that's impacting the company. I'm a fan of PointsBet. I've said that before, only because its share price has done so well. It operates primarily in the US and has taken advantage of law changes that have allowed gambling. Today, it said quarterly revenue was up 236% during the March quarter, and it had hit 158,000 active customers. Its share price jumped more than 7% today, the best of the top 200, and over the year, it's up 350%. Biotech Mesoblast was another strong performer after it said a 60-day trial of one of its drugs had shown the treatment reduced mortality in people under the age of 65 with respiratory distress disorder. Mesoblast's share price jumped nearly 7%. Buy Now Pay Later group Sezzle unveiled plans to list in the US after outlining a jump in quarterly merchant sales and income. Sezzle's share price rose 8%, though its biggest competitors, Afterpay and Zipco, both fell sharply. US stocks closed higher again this morning. The S&P 500 ended the day up 0.7% at an all-time high, having been down earlier in the day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was also up 0.7%, while the Nasdaq was down 0.2%. Wall Street was helped by economic growth figures that show the US economy expanded at a 6.4% annualized pace during the March quarter. The big tech stock to report this morning was Amazon, which reported its biggest ever profit. The group now has 200 million Prime loyalty subscribers. Twitter also posted a solid result. The Aussie dollar is trading at 77.8 US cents. That's it for the afternoon market report for Friday, the 30th of April 2021. Join me tomorrow morning for the weekend edition of the Fear and Greed Business Headlines. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.